Hey, Wemberg World Entertainment. Man of Tomorrow has officially started filming. However, there's already an issue. That's right. They're filming in a prison, and apparently the prisoners are furious. For a very good reason. We're going to have a look at this, because this is insane when you think they literally only started production the other day, and there's already issues being formed around this thing. So, it's saying James Gunn has kicked off filming on Man of Tomorrow, and the first tease points to Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor being back behind bars. Gunn posted a set image on April 20th confirming cameras are rolling, and the photo includes Lex's prison ID from the fictional Van Null Department of Corrections, along with a chessboard, which has already fueled speculation about a prison set scene. Warner Brothers has Man of Tomorrow dated for July 9, 2027. He also put out the somewhat official logo of the movie, which is a combination of the Brainiac logo with Superman's logo, so okay. Now, so this is from TMZ saying the inmates are upset in the prison. So it says, now there is a wild twist to the start of production. According to TMZ, filming is taking place at the federal prison complex in Atlanta, and inmates are allegedly unhappy because the production is said to be affecting normal routines. Per the report, prisoners have allegedly been kept in their cells more than usual and have also lost access to the commissary while filming is going on. So basically, to keep the film production safe and stuff, they've gone, just keep the prisoners in the cells. And the prisoners are losing their shit over this, because it's a case of, you're bringing your Hollywood crap in here, and now we can't even get out of cells for a few hours. Which, yeah, that's not a good look. Especially what comes up in this. So, TMZ further reported that production is only using a small section of the facility and should be wrapping at the location soon. TMZ also said the Federal Bureau of Prisons would not comment on internal security practices, but noted that if a facility were placed on modified operation status, it would be for the safety of staff and inmates. So they're basically saying the only reason there would be what is essentially a lockdown is for the safety of everybody in there, inmates and all. What it really translates to is James Gunn wants to film in the prison. We have to lock half of it down to keep the prisoners away from the stars and James Gunn and stuff. So that's what's happening. The outlet added that inmates would still have access to meals, water, and medical and psychological services. Well, they can hardly deny them any of that now, can they? So the Atlanta facility is part of the Federal Bureau of Prisons system. Now this is where it starts getting weird with this prison. Current Bureau of Prisons materials identify the site as FCI Atlanta, while other Justice Department materials still reference USP Atlanta, reflecting the complex's long history and evolving designation. So it sounds like they're not even 100% sure who actually runs this bloody prison. Because one place is saying that it's identified as the FCI, and another one is saying no, it's still down as the USP. It's like, okay. So again, that also lines up with Gunn's first image, which made it pretty obvious Lex Luthor is in prison at the start of the sequel. So, while fans were busy breaking down the chessboard and Brainiac connections, TMZ says the real-life fallout from filming at the prison may already be causing problems behind the scenes. Man of Tomorrow gets released on July 9th, 2027. James Gunn is writing and directing, and we know all the cast and blah blah blah. You could have some big issues with what's happening here, with them filming in a prison where they've put the prisoners in whatever section they might be in full lockdown, which is essentially what they would have to be in. They would have to be in full lockdown. They're not letting prisoners walk out and about around the actors and the cast and the crew and whatnot. There could be repercussions from that, whether it's the fact that Warner Brother will have to pay a maybe a fine, or maybe they've paid already for this privilege but still could end up getting a big fine because of this. That could be massive issues for James Gunn, being the fact of, here's your budget for this movie. We were trying to get budgets down. You went ahead and put a prison in lockdown to shoot a few scenes in here. Now we're buggered because the prison board is on our back saying, like, what the hell were you doing filming in the prison and having it put in lockdown? Because from the sounds of this, it doesn't sound like they went through the proper channels to get permission to film in there. Now, a lot of you probably haven't, but if you've ever watched, and I'm sure still the full video would be on YouTube, but if you go and watch the Metallica Saint Anger video, regardless of what you think of the album and stuff, watch the video, because they filmed in a prison. I think it's San Jose's prison or something. And the very beginning of the video is them entering it with the guards, and the guards making them fill out a form that says flat out, if you were taken hostage, we do not negotiate with the prisoners, because the prisoner will take, oh, here's a celebrity, take them as a hostage, thinking the hostage is the leverage. You're a celebrity, you're the leverage to get me out of here. You have to sign waivers to say, if you are taken hostage, tough, the prison will not be held accountable for that happening to you. You voluntarily have entered the prison, all of this stuff. I wonder if it's the same with a lot of these type of things, where did they have to get permission to go in here and get that? Because by the sounds of things, if the prisoners have been put in lockdown, then you're basically only going to be seeing extras around the main cast to fill out the prison scenes, if at all. But if they were looking for permission, I doubt they were given permission to keep prisoners locked in the cells while they film. I really don't see how that happened. Even Red Heat, the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, Red Heat, when he goes to the prison with James Belushi and meets the black guy who's blind, that was a real prison. They were real prisoners around them. So there's a difference when you're filming in prisons legitimately, where you've gotten the permission, but you know the risks. And that's the thing, you're told there's risks here. If shit goes down, you're on your own, basically. How did James Gunn manage to get into a prison where the prison put the prisoners in lockdown? Yeah, you're not coming out of your cell until they're done. I don't know. This could cause major issues, but it's interesting. It's very interesting, especially seeing as this is only the beginning of production for this movie, and already they're causing issues. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens and if there's any repercussions from this. But as of now, let us know what you think of all this. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and hit that hype button and check out memberships and all that good stuff. Cheers. I'll catch you in the next one.